friends, as we journey into the later chapters of life, we begin to understand that the true value of living does not lie in the relentless pursuit of fleeting fame or material wealth, but in achieving a sense of peace, stability, and above all, good health. These are the treasures that sustain us and carry us through our later years. As we look forward to spending our golden years free from the stresses of poor health and unnecessary conflicts, we realize that tranquility and vitality are what truly matter. However, this peaceful state of being doesn't simply come to us without effort or preparation. It requires conscious reflection and mindful choices. To truly enjoy a long, fulfilling life, there are some valuable lessons that can guide us, 8 important don'ts and 6 meaningful do's. These principles are not just rules, they are guideposts to ensure that we live the last chapters of our lives with grace, dignity, and happiness. Let us reflect together on these lessons and how they can shape our journey forward. The 8 don'ts. 1. Don't live with your children. Many seniors mistakenly believe that moving in with their children during their later years is the natural and ideal course of action. They imagine that by doing so, they will reduce the burdens on their children by helping with household chores, cooking, and babysitting grandchildren. While this may appear to be a noble gesture, the truth is that it could rob you of the comfort and independence you deserve in your later years. You've spent your entire life working hard, building a home, and raising your children. Now is the time to focus on yourself and your well-being. Living with your children can often lead to unintended emotional stress for both sides. Instead of feeling at home, you may start to feel like a guest in your own children's household. The dynamics between parents and children change as they grow older, and what was once a close, natural relationship can evolve into one filled with tension or the feeling of being a burden. Parents might have expectations that their children cannot meet, and children might feel the weight of responsibility that disrupts their own family life. To avoid these complications, it's important to maintain a sense of independence. Consider living nearby your children, but not with them. This allows you to maintain your own home and space while still enjoying visits with them on your own terms. If your children are financially struggling and cannot afford a home of their own, offer support if possible, but try to keep your living arrangements separate. Visits can be joyful and fulfilling when they aren't clouded by the daily strains of cohabitation. Your independence will not only benefit your relationship with your children, but also give you the peace of mind and private space you deserve in your later years. 2. Don't cling to work or titles after retirement. For many, work has been a defining feature of their identity for decades. Retirement can feel like an unfamiliar territory that comes with a sense of loss of structure, responsibility, and for some, purpose. It's tempting to hold on to titles, roles, or even part-time work in the hope of preserving this sense of purpose. However, after a lifetime of hard work, retirement should be seen as a time to finally relax, reflect, and savor life's simple pleasures. It's important to recognize that once you retire, you no longer need to seek validation through professional titles or continued involvement in leadership roles. Your younger colleagues are equipped to take on these challenges, and it's time for you to trust them to carry forward the work you've helped build. Clinging to these roles can not only add stress, but also prevent you from experiencing the freedom that retirement offers. Think of this stage in life as a transition from duty to leisure. The responsibilities that once weighed on you should be let go, allowing space for joy, exploration, and relaxation. Use this time to pursue the things you truly love, whether it's traveling, spending time with loved ones, or diving into hobbies you previously never had time for. Your mind and body have earned this rest, and it's crucial that you allow yourself the grace to enjoy it. 3. Don't tarnish your reputation. Integrity and honor are the cornerstones of a life well lived. In old age, the value of maintaining your reputation becomes even more critical. The respect and dignity you've earned over a lifetime can be easily lost if you engage in behavior that compromises your moral character. As we grow older, it's essential to guard against the temptation to act out of desperation, frustration, or even boredom in ways that might jeopardize the respect others hold for you. Your legacy is built not just on your achievements, but on the relationships you've cultivated and the way you've treated others. As you age, people around you, whether they are family members, friends, or neighbors, will look to you for wisdom and guidance. They expect dignity, grace, and kindness. It's important to maintain a high standard of self-respect and avoid actions or associations that might tarnish your reputation. For example, be cautious about getting involved in unnecessary conflicts or arguments, especially with younger generations. Your wisdom can shine through patience, understanding, and empathy. By preserving your self-esteem and treating others with kindness and fairness, you will find that life becomes lighter and people around you will respond with greater love, care, and respect. 4. Don't dwell on the past with your children and grandchildren. It's natural to want to share stories from your past with your children and grandchildren. However, younger generations may not find these stories as engaging or relevant as you might hope. The world they live in is vastly different from the one you grew up in, and while your experiences are valuable, they may not always resonate in the way you intend. Instead of burdening your children or grandchildren with stories that they may not fully appreciate, save those conversations for friends of your own age. When shared among peers who lived through similar times, those stories bring comfort, nostalgia, and understanding. Among friends, reminiscing becomes a joyful activity, free of the frustration or disinterest you may encounter with younger listeners. This doesn't mean you shouldn't talk about your past with your family, but be mindful of when and how you share these memories. Look for moments when they show interest and try not to dominate conversations with lengthy tales. In doing so, you create space for your children and grandchildren to share their own experiences and foster a more balanced, engaging relationship. 5. Don't let anger consume you. As we grow older, it's easy to become frustrated or impatient with the changes in the world around us. The rapid pace of technology, shifting social norms, and even our physical limitations can make us feel disconnected or misunderstood. This frustration can sometimes manifest as anger, which not only damages our health, but also our relationships and reputation. Anger, particularly in old age, has a way of isolating us. It can push people away and lead to misunderstandings, creating emotional distance between you and your loved ones. Holding on to anger can also have profound effects on your health, contributing to stress, high blood pressure, and even heart problems. Instead, focus on cultivating a positive, peaceful mindset. Practice patience and let go of the small things that upset you. Surround yourself with joy and gratitude for the blessings you have in life. A calm, serene spirit not only brings you inner peace, but also radiates outward, fostering harmonious relationships and a sense of contentment that will make your remaining years truly fulfilling. 6. Don't let your mind become idle. Old age presents the perfect opportunity to keep learning, exploring, and staying mentally active. It's important to understand that while our bodies may slow down, our minds don't have to follow suit. In fact, keeping your brain active is crucial to maintaining mental sharpness and preventing cognitive decline. This is the time to indulge in hobbies or pursuits you might have put off earlier in life due to work or family obligations. Whether it's learning a new language, picking up a musical instrument, exploring literature, or even learning how to use new technology, the goal is to keep your brain engaged. Staying mentally active not only keeps your mind sharp, but also helps you maintain a youthful outlook on life. Moreover, lifelong learning fosters a sense of curiosity and excitement, which can significantly improve your quality of life. Keep seeking knowledge, stay engaged with the world, and don't shy away from intellectual challenges. They will keep your spirit and health strong. 7. Don't live on a bland, restrictive diet. As we age, it's common to develop concerns about our health, particularly related to high blood pressure, cholesterol, and other age-related ailments. Some seniors mistakenly believe that a diet consisting of bland, unexciting food is the key to avoiding these issues. But in reality, a balanced and nutritious diet is far more effective in promoting good health. Eating well doesn't mean sacrificing pleasure. In fact, your meals should be enjoyable and varied. Incorporating fresh fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains into your diet not only nourishes your body, but also adds a sense of joy and indulgence to your daily life. Don't be afraid to spice things up, literally. Add herbs, spices, and flavors that you love, and make sure you take pleasure in what you eat. A restrictive diet can lead to a sense of deprivation, which can negatively impact your mental health and overall happiness. Focus on maintaining a diet that's not only healthy, but also delicious, balanced, and fulfilling. 8. Don't take life too seriously. There's an old saying, if you take life too seriously, you've already lost. As we enter the later stages of life, it's time to let go of rigid rules, excessive concerns, and the pressure to conform to expectations that no longer serve us. This stage is about embracing freedom, laughter, and a light-hearted approach to life. It's easy to become bogged down by the challenges of aging, but it's just as important to remember that life is meant to be enjoyed. Give yourself permission to relax, laugh more, and let go of the need to control every aspect of your life. As long as your actions aren't harming others, there's no need to be overly strict or serious. Living with a sense of freedom allows you to appreciate the little things in life, whether it's a sunny day, a good conversation, or a moment of quiet reflection. Smile more, release your worries, and live each day with an open heart. At this stage in life, the best thing you can do is find joy in simplicity and let your spirit be free. These 8 don'ts serve as important reminders that in our later years, we must consciously shape the life we wish to live. By avoiding these common pitfalls, we can create a life of peace, happiness, and fulfillment. The 6 do's. 1. Stay young at heart. As we grow older, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that aging is solely a physical process. Yes, our bodies may grow weaker and our faces may bear the marks of time, but our spirits have the capacity to remain as vibrant as ever. Age, after all, is just a number. The key to a joyful life, regardless of our years, is to keep our hearts and minds youthful. While aging is an undeniable reality, the most powerful truth we can hold on to is that if our hearts remain young, the only thing that truly ages is time itself. To stay young at heart, it's essential to cultivate a light, carefree attitude toward life. This doesn't mean ignoring the responsibilities or challenges that come with age, but rather learning to approach them with optimism and joy. Embrace simplicity, laugh often, and focus on the things that bring happiness. Don't allow yourself to become overly serious or weighed down by the worries of the world. Life should still be about adventure, new experiences, and opportunities to grow, even if those adventures look different than they did in your younger years. Another important part of staying young at heart is not dwelling on age itself. The more you focus on the number of years you've lived, the more you risk letting that number define you. But living vibrantly is a choice you make every day, and it's not dependent on how old you are. Keep your heart and mind as active and engaged as they were when you were 30. If your spirit remains youthful, it will radiate outward, and you will find that aging doesn't feel like a burden, but rather a gift, a chance to enjoy life with the wisdom and freedom that comes with maturity. 2. Learn to be a silent observer. As we age, it's natural for our physical energy to diminish, but that doesn't mean our lives lose meaning or purpose. In fact, this phase of life offers a unique opportunity to slow down, step back, and truly appreciate the world around us. Now is the time to embrace the role of a quiet observer, someone who watches the world with a calm and peaceful heart, appreciating the beauty and simplicity. Being a silent observer means learning to enjoy the stillness of life, listen to the sound of the wind rustling through the trees, watch the flowers bloom, and take pleasure in the subtle, often overlooked moments of daily life. These are the moments that often go unnoticed in the busyness of younger years, but now they can become sources of deep contentment. In this role, you also begin to recognize that your advice, while valuable, may not always be necessary or appreciated by the younger generations. You've lived through many experiences, and your wisdom runs deep. But sometimes, the best thing you can do is listen rather than speak. You can offer guidance, but it's important to understand that younger people may need to walk their own path and learn their own lessons. By being a quiet observer, you allow yourself to find peace in knowing that you've done enough and that life will unfold as it should. 3. Let go of the past after 50. As we approach and pass the age of 50, we enter a new chapter of life, one that requires us to release old ties and embrace new realities. Letting go of the past becomes an essential step in finding joy and contentment in later years. This doesn't mean forgetting everything that came before, but rather learning to leave behind the things that no longer serve you. Start by releasing any attachment to the status you once held in your career or community. While these roles may have defined you in the past, they no longer need to be the center of your identity. You are so much more than the job you had or the titles you earned. Your worth is not tied to your past accomplishments, but to the person you are now, full of wisdom, experience, and compassion. Letting go of the past also means reevaluating relationships that no longer align with who you are today. Over time, people change, and so do their connections. It's important to accept these changes with grace and distance yourself from those who may no longer bring positivity into your life. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, and don't dwell on relationships that once were but have since faded. Finally, release any regrets or negative feelings tied to your past. Carrying the weight of what could have been will only hold you back from experiencing happiness in the present. Instead, focus on the wisdom that comes with each stage of life. Embrace the lessons you've learned and look forward to the new joys that lie ahead. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting, it means creating space for new opportunities and happiness. 4. Let life's ebbs and flows be as they are. Life, as we all know, is full of ups and downs. From the excitement of gains to the sorrow of losses, we experience both joy and pain in equal measure. One of the great sources of suffering is our tendency to cling tightly to what we have or to chase after what we desire. When we win, we feel elated, but when we lose, we suffer deeply. This is particularly true when it comes to matters of love. Relationships can bring us immense happiness, but when they end or falter, we often find ourselves in emotional turmoil, questioning our fate. However, by the time we reach middle age and beyond, we begin to realize that life is not about controlling these ebbs and flows, but about embracing them. Life is a journey we must ultimately walk alone, and with this realization comes the understanding that clinging to anything, whether material possessions, relationships, or status, only brings suffering. The more we try to hold on to the things we cannot control, the more difficult life becomes. Instead, let go of the need to cling. Accept that life has its own rhythm and that by letting go, we find peace. Surrendering to the natural flow of life doesn't mean giving up. It means recognizing that there is beauty in both the highs and the lows. Trust that everything happens in its own time and for its own reason, and that letting go of attachment brings a deep, lasting peace to the soul. 5. Choose your friends wisely. As we age, the importance of genuine, meaningful relationships becomes more apparent than ever. True friends are rare gems, and finding them later in life can be one of the greatest joys. Friendships that endure through the years are invaluable, providing us with companionship, understanding, and support when we need it most. Cherish the friends who have remained by your side over the years, whether they are old classmates, former colleagues, or longtime companions. These relationships are often the ones that add richness and color to your life. As time goes on, you may find that younger generations, even your own children, don't always understand your perspective or share your experiences. Differences in outlook and life experience can create distance, and while you will always love your family, it's your close friends who may offer the deepest sense of connection during these later years. Your friends become mirrors to your soul, reflecting back the shared memories and experiences that shaped you. They understand the joys and challenges of aging because they are walking the same path. Take time to nurture these friendships and recognize that they are a source of profound joy, comfort, and stability as you continue to journey through life. 6. Work for your own happiness. Even in old age, having something meaningful to do each day is key to staying joyful and fulfilled. Many people make the mistake of thinking that retirement is a time to simply sit back and do nothing, but in reality, staying active and engaged is vital to maintaining happiness. The activities you choose don't have to be grand or overly ambitious. What matters is that they bring you joy and a sense of purpose. Whether it's learning something new, gardening, spending time with grandchildren, volunteering, or simply staying physically active, these small efforts will enrich your life. Keeping busy is not about filling time. It's about creating a life rich with meaning and purpose. Each day is an opportunity to invest in your own happiness. The little efforts you make, whether through creative pursuits, social connections, or physical activity, are what lead to a fulfilling life.